Hi everyone, so I'm back filming the last reading wrap up of 2024. This is my December reading wrap up, even though this will go up on the 1st of January 2025. So I've read 26 books. This is the biggest reading wrap up I have done. They range from Kindle to even at one audiobook, which I have finished, and physical is a huge pile beside me. Like usual, Goodreads on my phone, and we are just going to get started. So, the first one, which is Mountains Beyond Mountains by Tracy Kidder. This is about Paul Farmer, who is in medical school to cure infectious diseases. He goes away to Haiti, Peru, Cuba and Russia to cure different diseases. The review for this is in my I read Jared Leto's reading recommendations. So I'm just going to give you the star for this one, which is a 4-star. If you want to actually hear my full thoughts, they will be in that video. Same with this next one, Life of Pi by Yann Martel. This is about the tragic sinking of a cargo ship and a solitary lifeboat with hyena, zebra, orangutan and a Bengal tiger. This was a 2-star for me. Full thoughts will be in the I read Jared Leto's reading recommendations. So we move on to a Kindle book called The Book of Azrael, which is the first in the Gods and Monsters series by Amber V. Nicole. So this is a dark romance, fantasy romance, or romantasy, I think is that the term. So this is a world ender meets ender of worlds. So it's 1,000 years ago. A girl called Diana gave her life up in the deserts of Aurora to save her dying sister, and she called upon anyone who actually would listen, and she found a nightmare. And she does everything Caden asks of her, trying to secure this ancient relic, and she ends up finding this guy called Liam, who's actually Smeagol. So I gave this a 4-star. So there was very slow world building at the beginning, but it picked up a lot of fast pace. It's easy to tell though this is an indie published Kindle novel, because it was published without an editor. There's no editing to this one at all. But Liam's character helped with the pacing and created a more complex world building, and he helped other characters develop a bit more. So Diana became very fleshed out once she met Liam, but other than that, it was a bit slow at the beginning, and obviously no editing, which is why it's only a 4-star, not a 5-star. Then we have a Nutcracker with Benefits by Liz Alden. This is a spicy Christmas novella. So this is about Clara, who is a food and travel blogger. So she makes her own hours all over the world, and she doesn't regret it. And she flies on to New York, and this is where she meets Nash. So Nash is her best friend with benefits, and he's just been named the sexiest billionaire bachelor of the year. And he actually fancies her. So he basically has 24 hours, which is the entirety of this book, to convince her to stay in New York. So I only gave this 3 stars. This will be an unhaul, more than likely. Because it is a short and sweet Christmas novella, but Clara came off very stuck up. For my liking, and she just seemed uninterested and very underdeveloped. And especially in the relationship, I really didn't like her. But Nash gave off the golden retriever vibes, which I really enjoyed. And he really wanted to pursue this relationship with Clara. But he was very well developed even in the first chapter. So he's the complete opposite, but it's not something I would read again. So this is going. Same with Life of Pi, I don't know why I put that in that pile. Should really make an unhaul pile when I do these. So then I read I read the entirety of the Under the Mistletoe collection, so you'll see these sprinkled in. I say sprinkled in, I pretty much read them all in one go. So Cruel Winter with You by Ali Hazelwood was a 4-star. So this is about two former childhood best friends and a blustery winter storm. So Jamie Malik wants to borrow a roasting pan for Christmas dinner, and that requires her interacting with Mark, her best friend's troublemaker brother who's a tech billionaire. And he's basically the one that got away and the one that broke her heart. So regardless of the actual length of this novel, which is extremely short, the characters and the romantic plot were actually very well developed and full, which is conclusive of Ali Hazelwood's writing anyway. Mark was actually a very sweet guy, but he gave very creepy vibes. Like, he is creepy. And it was slightly awkward reading them moments. But the depths of some of the triggering topics were actually thought out very well. Excuse me. And to go along with that, I read Merry Ever After by Tessa Bailey. Another 4-star. So this is about a single mother that works in a thrift store and a gentle giant farmer who can't find jeans that fit. So the complete opposites of each other, and they find them, and they find themselves attracted to each other by her making alterations for him. So Luke, who's the farmer, actually was quite a shy character, which I quite like, because the men usually aren't like that. So it was quite a good idea to kind of twist it a little bit. And Evie was very outgoing, and the contrasting personalities actually made for great character development. And it was a perfect length novella. I wouldn't have had it any other length. Then we move on to, got it here. But it's practically as big as my head, this one. Winnie the Pooh's Christmas. So this is actually quite an old book. I was messaging one of my friends once. I put this on Twitter. And he messaged me back saying he remembers reading this, and he's like in his 30s. So this is really old. It came out in 1993. Just for any reference. Now, if you know me, and I hope you do by now, because I've been doing this for almost a year, I think. Don't know. I like Winnie the Pooh. You will find another Winnie the Pooh book in here. Anyway, so this is Winnie the Pooh decorating his house. And he's forgotten something. It's adorable. Well written. Cute illustrations, which I'm going to show you one. And it literally feels like you're watching a Winnie the Pooh film. Oh, look at that. I'm going to show you some more, just because I'm weird. Look! And I like how he stood on the letters of the book. It's adorable. I like Winnie the Pooh, and I'm not going to stop reading and collecting. This is a 5-star, and there's not anything else I'm going to say about that. Because I think I need to shut up. Because there's more Pooh Bear on the way. Anyway. Merriment and Mayhem is another one of the Under the Mistletoes. This one is by Alexandra Bellfleur. I knew I'd mess up a name somewhere. So this is about a hot fireman and a woman called Everly Dangerfield. That is her name. I am actually being serious. And she has amazing baking disasters. Someone who bakes. I don't know how this happens. So this is a 3-star. It was one of the weaker ones for this. Characters are underdeveloped and rushed romance. There's not really much I can say on it, to be honest. It just didn't feel oomph. There's no oomph to that one. Then you have All by My Elf by Olivia Dade. So this is about secret crushes, spicy Christmas treats, heinous holiday traffic, and a fateful snowstorm. Brings good friends together. So you've got Nina and William, the underpaid professors at the university. So they actually play a game of Never Have I Ever, and things kind of go from there. It's a weird storyline. An extremely weird one, this one. But I actually quite enjoyed it, which was a surprise. The characters actually connected to each other very well, and already had great pre-established storylines on their own. So there's some good tension between the two of them. So there's that, and it's a 3-star. And the last one is called Only Santa's in the Building. This one's by Alexis Daria. So this is about a comic book illustrator who has late night fantasies, and they start to become very festive. So all Eva Cruz wants for Christmas is a nap, and maybe ornaments for a naked Christmas tree. Yeah. And she has a sexy upstairs neighbour. So you can see where that's. So, very sweet plotline, very sweet romance. All plot lines were cute. It gave well-developed foundations for a good relationship in a very short space of time. I would like some of these to actually become fully fledged extended romance novels, if at all possible. So that one would be a 4-star. And we come to this beauty. Or rather not. Love Like Fountains by B.K. Borison. Yeah, so this is about two best friends who decide to fake date each other to reach their holiday ever after. So it's a pasture of dead trees, a hostile takeover at the Santa barn by a family of raccoons, and a shipment that's mysteriously gone missing. So Stella enters a contest with an insta-famous influencer. And to make the farm seem like it's a romantic destination for the holidays, she'd lied on the application and says she owns Love Like Found with her boyfriend. And she has no boyfriend. So enter Luca Peters. I want to say Lucas. I think I called him Lucas in my review on Goodreads. It's Luca, not Lucas. Oh well. And he just came home for some hot chocolate and somehow basically got stuck in this fake dating relationship. I gave this a 1-star. I actually DNF'd this at 60%. This was awful. I don't even know why I got that far. I really don't. Don't know why I didn't DNF it earlier. There's just too much lack of communication between the two main characters. Yeah, I did call him Lucas. Whoops. So there was no connection with either of them for themselves and for me as a reader. I didn't believe the fake dating at all. And even though you're supposed to believe that Stella actually has feelings for him, I didn't. So this, straight in the unhaul pile. I have quite a lot of books in here, so unhauling 3 books in one is actually pretty good going. So, you know, amazing. Then we're back to Kindle again. You can see I loved my Kindle in December. So this is Sugar and Sin by Nova B. Quinn. A dark paranormal Christmas novella. I had to get my dark romance in there somewhere. So this, the scars are only skin deep. I'm not even embarrassed to say I actually really enjoyed this. So this is about Charisse Bates. escaped the Silent Night Asylum. Silent Night Asylum. That sounds just amazing. She's scarred and with no memory of her past except one burning truth. Her family was murdered by the Saint, the Archdemon, who twisted Christmas into a night of terror. Like the Grinch, but extremely twisted. I don't know what. I watched Terrifier 3 as well on Christmas Eve. Was it Christmas Eve? Honestly, I think it might have been Christmas Eve I watched that movie. So, you know. Yeah, it was. It was Christmas Eve I watched Terrifier 3 and actually thoroughly enjoyed it. It was gross though, but, you know, I'm a horror girl, so, you know. But the Saint basically marks souls for his dark harvest. Why does this sound completely unbelievable for a plot of a book? Anyway, I gave this 4 stars. It was highly attention-grabbing, highly descriptive. I read this in one night, by the way. Fast-paced plot, I can't even speak, with very well-developed and lovable characters with deep flaws that make them actually quite perfect. And there was amazing spice scenes. Just gonna put that out there. The Saint is sexy. I'm gonna stop. Anyway, and obviously the trigger warnings are taken care of. One you've already heard me speak about is Small Chance at Winding Creek by Kit O'Neill. That was one of the 3 art copies I have been given in December, so you've heard me talk about that. That was a 4 star. I don't need to talk about that. Video is on my channel for that one. There's one that I haven't uploaded yet. It will be uploaded after this, more than likely. I will tell you when we get to that. So next, told you there'd be more Pooh Bear. Winnie the Pooh, A Snowman for Christmas. And also, yes, I did actually order this. Was this in the last haul? This might have been in the last haul of 2024. So, this is illustrated by Andrew Gray. It doesn't actually say who it's written by. It says on the back, inspired, but not written. So, it just said by Disney. I don't know who actually wrote this. Same with this one. This actually doesn't actually give who actually wrote it. Let me just double check. Who wrote you? Just says Ladybird. No author for this one, no author for that one, just an illustrator. Anyway, so this is basically a very snowy day in the 100-acre wood, and they all go and, well, first they have to dig everyone out, and then they all go and make a snowman. 5 stars, absolutely perfect for anyone of any age. So, obligatory illustrations. Yes, that just happened to be the first one I opened. Pooh Bear looking out of his window. You've just seen that one. Oh, there we go. There's Eeyore. So cute. And then I moved on to How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. So, if you don't know, I'm literally going to read the back because it rhymes and that's fun. It says, every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch who just lived north of Whoville did not. It's Christmas time in Whoville again, and the grumpy Grinch just can't take any more this year. He has to find a way to stop Christmas from coming. So this is by Dr. Seuss, in case you didn't know. If you didn't, what rock have you been hiding under? Basically, a 5-star. Look at. You want to see him grumpy? Because he looks adorable when he's grumpy. The Grumpy Grinch. Here we go. It's adorable. And funny. That's why it's a 5-star. Next one. We're nearly there. We're not nearly there. Don't know why I said that. Got a lot to go yet. The Nightmare Before Christmas, the novelisation by Megan Shepherd. So this, if you've seen the movie, you basically know it. So it's Jack Skellington, who's the Pumpkin King. He's adored by Halloween Town, but he grows tired of the same old thing, basically. 5-star. It basically gives an entirely new perspective on the film. It's got a close reading, basically, is what it is. And it gives you details that are easily missed. And it doesn't add anything, but details that you've probably missed when watching it. I watched it twice this year, and some of this stuff I still missed. Like, it's more clarity to Jack's dilemma, and why he wanted Christmas, and gave his character more depth. And also the fact that it talks about the Battle of the Pumpkin King between him and Oogie Boogie. That's in here as well. Then we have The Christmasosaurus by Tom Fletcher. So The Christmasosaurus is a story about a boy named Will Trundle and a dinosaur, the Christmasosaurus. It's about how they meet one Christmas Eve and have a magical adventure. It's about a friendship, family, and sleigh bells and Santa, singing elves, flying reindeers, music, and magic. I just got my picture book copy today as well. So, first off, we are going to start with the disability representation within this book. This has such incredible disability representation. I don't know how Tom does that. I really don't. It's just the way William actually expresses his feelings for his dislike of his chair, like his wheelchair, is perfectly written. Like, it's unbelievable how actually perfect it is written. Because even adults, disabled adults, can't express that feeling quite a lot of the time. It's true. Very true. And also, I want a Christmasosaurus. I mean, look at that. It's adorable. It's just wholesome, magical, cute, everything you want. But if you know any disabled children, that's all I'm going to say. Or adults, that. Let them read that. Then I read The Puppet Master by Tina S. Transformation. 4 stars. This already has a video on my channel. It's an art copy. The arc that doesn't yet is Hunter by Victor Peter. This is a 3-star. I will be a video of this on my channel though soon. Then we have Throne of Broken Gods, which is the second in the Gods and Monsters, by Amber V. Nicole. Can't explain the plot because it's the second one. And it was a 1-star. I DNF'd it at 38%. They basically ruined all the development of Diana's character by such an awful plot. Revenge made no sense. She went on a killing spree and was basically being mean to anyone. There was zero thought of any action she actually had. And then the relationship that actually developed with William took a backwards turn. I would rather have just read an entire book with him in it. So I will not be continuing on. That is staying as a standalone for me. My audiobook of the last 3 months, I'm not even kidding, was The It Girl by Ruth Ware. So this is about April Coutts Cliveden, who was the first person Hannah Jones met at Oxford. Curious, bright, and occasionally vicious, she was basically the ultimate it girl. And she basically pulled Hannah into a dazzling orbit, and they developed a group of devoted friends. Will, Hugh, Ryan, and Emily. During their first term, so that's the friendship group. By the end of the second term, April was dead. And now a decade later, Hannah and Will are expecting their first child. And the man convicted of killing April, a former Oxford porter, John Neville, has died in prison. Relieved to have finally put the past behind her, Hannah's world is rocked when a journalist comes knocking and then presents the evidence that John Neville is innocent. Or may have been innocent, so she reconnects with all friends and basically delves back deeper into April's death to find out whether or not it was John Neville or one of the friends. And she also meets April's sister, November. I don't know what it is with the parents and naming the kids after months. So I gave this 4 stars. It took me ages to get into it. That's why it took me ages to finish it. But it actually kept me guessing. I actually thought I'd guessed it right, who was the killer. And then they threw another twist at me and I got it wrong. And I would never have guessed who it actually was. I would never have thought that was who killed April. But it's actually one of the best thrillers I've actually read this year, so I'll give it to Ruth Ware. That was actually quite incredible. Now the next one. I'm putting this out there. These next 3 physical books by an author a lot of people hate. This is my disclaimer. These are staying. I don't care. You can hate it all you want. But first of all, learn to separate art from artist. Second of all, I don't care. And third of all, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it. Fourth, if you are going to have a bad attitude, get away. There you go, said my piece. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the original screenplay by J.K. Rowling. I know I'm not going to censor a name either. So, I think we all know what this is about. By the way, did anyone actually know there's a niffler on the hardback? Like, that's cute. That's slightly off subject, but anyway. I wish one of these was signed. None of my copies are signed. Bugs me. But anyway, so this is about the magizoologist Newt Scamander, who basically completed a round the globe trip in search of the rare and most unusual magical creatures, and he arrives in New York. And his stay intends to be a brief stopover. But then he misplaces his case. As you do. And his Fantastic Beasts basically run around the entire city. So yes. This isn't the first time I've actually read this. I read this when I was in high school. That seems like a weird thing to say, considering I left in 2021. Anyway, so I gave this 4 stars. It's a great opening to a series, very rich in detail, which includes the new locations within the Wizarding World itself, and obviously the illustrations of the beasts are beautiful. Short and sweet review, don't need to say anything else. Now, before we move on to the other 2 in the series, in between that I did finish the Pumpkin Spice Cafe by Laurie Gilmore. So this is a spicy small town romance that is set in a pumpkin spice cafe in Dream Harbour. So Jeannie basically goes and carries on what her aunt's cafe is, and Logan's a local farmer. And they fall in love basically. So I gave it 3 stars. It is cosy, it's got small town vibes. Logan's my type of book boyfriend, I think everyone knows that by now. I like the bad boys, but I also kind of like the cutesy boys. There was some chemistry between him and Jeannie, but they felt more like best friends instead of lovers to me. So that's why it's only a 3 stars. Because I just weren't vibing with it. I don't know why the cover changed for the 3rd one. I've just noticed. It's very drastic. Fantastic Beasts, The Crime to Grindelwald by J.K. Rowling. What did this have on the cover? I don't actually know if I looked. We're going to find out. The Eiffel Tower. I don't think the 3rd one had anything at all. So this, I think we all know what happens in this. It's to do with Gellert Grindelwald. Why has that gone on there? Right. So, as a sequel, this is a very long wrap-up. I gave this 5 stars. I like Grindelwald, and I preferred him when Johnny Depp played him as well in the movies. So, Grindelwald is a very, very intriguing character to me. He's overly complex, he's very compelling. And I can kind of see his reasoning for doing what he's doing. Not that I agree with it, but I can see his reasoning. And I like his relationship with Credence. It's actually quite fascinating. It's one that I really enjoyed following. And actually kind of getting into Dumbledore's past as when he was young and kind of gathering an understanding of what he actually did in the future in the Potter series was kind of where this all began. So, would recommend that. Then we move on to the very drastic cover change. That is Fantastic Beasts and the Secrets of Dumbledore. Although this actually does look nicer. And this has, what's it have on the cover? Literally just the title. Just in case you were curious. This actually gives Steve Kloves a credit as well for script writing, which is nice. He worked on the Harry Potter scripts as well. From anyone who didn't actually know that. So this is the 3rd one. 3rd and final, sadly. I wish there was more. And this is a 4 star. Because the 2nd will always be the top one. I did like the behind the scenes commentary though this gave. And the little like concept art of the costumes. And there's so much more intel and detail in that. But the character arcs as well were really good. Like, it added so much more and they felt really real. Felt real in all of them, but this gave them more. Which is why I'm kind of sad the series ended here. I wish there was more to it. The last book, we are on the last one. And I read this in high school too. If you're in this era of YouTube, you know what this is. 147 Things, My User's Guide to the Universe from Black Holes to Belly Buttons by Jim Chapman. To sum this up, this is, well, I'll sum it up by literally what he said on the back. I wanted to write a book about how exceptional, fascinating and bloody strange this thing is we call life. There we go. I'm not even giving you more than a synopsis than that. So, I gave this 4 stars. It's just a slightly odd mix. Ooh, there's dog hair on it. Don't ask how. A slightly odd mix of random facts as well as funny and sometimes emotional anecdotes by Jim throughout this entire book. And it literally feels like you are talking to a friend while reading it. Funny anecdotes meaning him, funny for us, sometimes not funny for him depending on which side of the conversation you are on. Because he does talk about waxing his testicles, which you shouldn't do. According to him, it's a very painful idea. But he did it anyway because curiosity got the better of him. But if you all remember, I still have the sticky residue on that. See, that's how I still can't take stickers off books. If you all remember this era of YouTube where it was like Alfie Days, Zoella, Jim Chapman, Tanya Burr. Yes, they're divorced now. Marcus Butler, Will Derbyshire, Dan and Phil. I'm literally listing them all. Joe Sugg, Casper Lee, KSI, The Sidemen, Ali A even as well. I have Ali A's book somewhere. It's in one of the nine huge stacks that are in this room. It's in one of them. We'll get to it next year. Eventually. But yeah, I have all the books actually. Zoella's, I got rid of hers, I don't like them. I have Tanya Burr's cooking book as well. I have Zoella's invitation book though. Marcus Butler's I don't own, but I'm gonna get it. But yeah, so I really thoroughly enjoyed that. And that, I don't know why I rambled so much for that one book. But anyway, that is literally all the books I own. It's 38 minutes past 10 at night. That's all the books I read in December. So yeah, I'm actually very lucky to have received 3 ARCs as well this month. I only just started getting ARCs as well, so hopefully that will continue in the new year. If not, oh well. I hope so, but you never know. So yeah, so what have we got coming up in the next few weeks? Oh, next week or 2. Got my Illumicrate Bergman Brothers unboxing. We've got the ARC review for Hunter. We have got the Christmas book haul. And then we'll have some more scrapbook videos coming up as well. Those are making a comeback in the new year. That's what I've got planned for the next week, a few weeks. So yeah. So, oh, and we do have a January Evernight unboxing coming up too. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next video. Bye.